Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fantastic afternoon. In this video, we're going to take a little journey through HomeWorx Citrus Plumeria. Full disclosure, I did receive this candle in PR, which means that it was gifted to me by HomeWorx. I am an ambassador with HomeWorx, and from time to time, they do send us a couple of candles that we are able to review and share our thoughts with you guys on our various platforms. So this candle was sent to me. All opinions are still my own, and quite frankly, this is not going to be my most positive review of a HomeWorx fragrance. Typically, I really do think Harry knocks it out of the park, especially when it comes to the tropical florals. But something here just smells so off and funky to my nose. And I'm gonna try to talk through that with you guys when we talk about the fragrance itself. But this is a rough fragrance, and honestly, I can't wait for this video to be over because I'm going to extinguish this candle, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in my empties. It's been hard for me to burn it to this point, but I thought that maybe there was a bad layer or something that I needed to get through to get to the really yummy part of the scent, but I don't think there is a yummy part of this scent. I did, just out of courtesy, I sent HomeWorx a message. I do have a contact there because of the ambassador program, and I went ahead and let them know about my experience. I believe in being very constructive with my feedback and just being very upfront. And when I have a really rough experience with a candle, I like to be able to pass that information directly along to the company so that if they can then turn around and if they get enough of that feedback, they can hopefully make some changes to the product to make it better. If they would consider bringing this fragrance back, my hope would be that maybe they could revisit some of the fragrance notes and maybe tweak it a little bit. I think there's a lot of potential for this fragrance, but the way that it is formulated right now is just not super great. So that being said, this is all according to my nose. You might smell this and think this is the best candle I've ever smelled in my life. So, obviously take this review with a grain of salt here. Everybody has their own personal fragrance tastes, but if your nose typically agrees with mine, I would say this is one worth skipping. But let's go ahead and read through the fragrance notes. We will talk strength and throw and overall burn quality, and then, you can make a decision yourself on whether this is one that you want to invest in. If you did already happen to pick this one up and you've received it, do share your thoughts in the comments down below about your experience. All right, fragrance notes. Our top notes here are bright citron, blood orange, and sunfruit. The middle notes are golden plumeria, tiger lily, and orange blossom. The bottom notes are cedar leaf, garden greens, and sheer Palo Santo. So what am I smelling here? First of all, I was really hoping for a nice dose of that kind of sweet, but definitely very potent tropical plumeria note. I don't actually get much of that in this fragrance at all. I think what my nose is picking up is maybe more so that tiger lily than anything else. And this is where I'm wondering if this is just my own, bias in terms of why I don't care for this scent. But I was a florist for over 10 years. I owned my own company, and I predominantly worked with brides, so weddings were the bulk of my work, but I did do funerals, every once in a while. And my least favorite flowers to work with were lilies, honestly, lilies of any type. Bigger lilies like stargazer lilies, didn't care for the smell of those. Even smaller lilies like tiger lilies, I really didn't care for the fragrance of those either. I'm just not a lily person. And I think it's because I equate the smell of lilies with funerals. Yeah, none of my bridal clients really ever asked me for lilies. It was usually requested for funeral orders. So I think that I have a little bit of I wouldn't say negative connection with lilies, but they just remind me of a specific type of event, right? But just in general, I don't care for the smell of lilies, whether they're related to funeral floral work or not. And I think I'm smelling a lot of lily here. And honestly, I'm not a huge Palo Santo person. I can take it in certain types of fragrances, but it's not my favorite fragrance note. And I think I'm smelling, despite it saying sheer Palo Santo, I think I'm getting a heavy dose of Palo Santo here. And it just smells really like almost musty or musky to my nose. And I just don't think that that pairs really well with a tropical floral. And I think it makes it even worse that like, it's not the tropical floral that I'm picking out here. For me, it's like I'm picking out that lily, and I don't love it. This smells, the way that it's coming across to me is it's kind of a strange floral with a hint of almost body odor. This fragrance smells a little bit stinky to my nose. I just find it hard to believe that that was the intention with this, which really makes me want to hear your guys' experience with this one. I've talked to a couple of the other ambassadors who also received this one, and I feel like we're all kind of in agreement that it's not like Harry's best tropical floral, but I don't think that anybody else thinks it smells quite as funky as I think it does. So let me know in the comments down below if you pick this one up and what you're smelling in it. I'm just dying to know other people's feedback on this one, so leave it down below. So the fragrance overall, while I wish I could tell you all about blood orange and sunfruit and orange blossom and beautiful garden greens, I just don't pick up any of that. Like, this smells like a musty, kind of artificial floral, leaning more lilies than it does Plumeria. So it doesn't even smell really tropical to my nose. So it's just kind of a big miss for me, because honestly, I like Plumeria. I think Plumeria is just such a beautiful, sweet, potent tropical floral note. And it just, I don't know, it's one of those like happy tropical florals, right? And I'm not getting any happy vibes from this. So the fragrance itself, if I had more thumbs, I would give it more thumbs down, but right now it's 2 thumbs down on the fragrance. I guess the upside here would be that it's a solid medium plus performer. So if you do like this one, my strength and throw experience has been like a solid, like between like a 7 and an 8. Honestly, in the Hurricane, it's more of an 8. On its own, it's probably more of like a 7. It also wants to travel. I'm glad that I have it contained here in the dining room, just because I don't really love the scent. The airflow in the house and the fact that this dining room is a little bit more of an enclosed space is keeping the scent in here for the most part. But I can tell you that every time that I have walked into this room, it has just like hit me in the face like a ton of bricks. So if you are looking for a solid performer, I feel like we kind of have that here. I will say it took the first 2 burns for it to kind of kick in to that degree. But once I got past those first 2 burns, it was definitely a lot more potent. Overall burn quality, I mean, it's not sooting. The wicks are not flopping over. It has no trouble pulling out. The wax is not discolored. It's not, there's no soot being produced. It's fine in that regard. In fact, it's burning quite well in that regard. I think for me, my only problem here is that this scent is just so off and so not what I'm used to when it comes to this specific fragrance family from HomeWorx, because like I said, usually I think Harry kind of knocks it out of the park with these tropical florals. I was also provided hibiscus flowers. Now, I actually reviewed hibiscus flowers either last year or the year before. Could have even been 2 years ago, but I've already reviewed that particular fragrance, so I'm not going to re-review it. But that one is lovely. If you're looking for a tropical floral, definitely check out the hibiscus flowers. I'm having a great burn experience with this year's version as well. So it's got a nice solid medium performance to it. No issues with the wicks on that one either. So I don't know. If you're asking my advice, I would hands down say get the hibiscus flowers and leave the citrus plumeria behind. If this one showed up at like a Ross, Marshalls, or Home Goods or TJ Maxx for like $5, I still would not pick up a backup, not even as an emergency candle, because I would not even want to smell this in an emergency. I think it would make the emergency worse. So yeah, this one's a pass for me, but I do appreciate HomeWorx allowing me to still be honest about my experience. So anyway, this will not be a repurchase for me, but do let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you are new, definitely hit that subscribe button below this video here. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.